Hey everyone, my name is Camille Selhorst and I'm here again for Studio Time with Camille, which is all about finding the beauty in every brushstroke and the beauty in every moment. So, as you know, I'm trying to do monthly YouTube videos, and this month what came up for me was I was asked by my boyfriend to do an abstract for our office studio because he wanted to sort of push the feng shui in the office to create more abundance, and so he wanted specific colors in this one area. And so you're actually looking at the abstract that I created for him, and it brought up a lot of challenges and a lot of awareness for me doing something completely out of my comfort zone, completely different from what I normally do, which is women in flowers. Very feminine women in flowers, and this piece has a lot more masculinity in it, a lot more bold color, a lot of red, like bright red, which I don't usually use. And so what I wanted to talk about today is that every artist, no matter what your style is, no matter like what subject matter you use, should do abstracts every once in a while. And my art teacher, Ellie Milan at the Milan Art Institute, she would always say that abstracts are like the purest form of art, and I never really got that until recently. And the reason she would say that is because all of the components of a good piece of artwork, like variety of line, composition, color balance, things like that, that we all as artists should be striving to achieve in every single one of our paintings. With an abstract, you really have to achieve those qualities for it to work. And if you're not achieving that, it's pretty obvious. And so for me, with this piece, it really highlighted through the process. I mean, this is the finished product, so you can't see all the ways in which I really struggled with this piece, but it really highlighted the areas in which I maybe don't take my work as far as it needs to go. So for example, one thing that I noticed about my process is I won't always like take things to the edge of the detail that it needs. And so I noticed that with this piece originally, I didn't have all of this like small detail in there. And I just sort of like was like, oh, it's done. Without bringing those like finishing touches, which is definitely like a pattern in my artwork that I see over and over and over again. Yeah, so there's just like all these ways in which you want to do abstract so that you can see the ways in which you don't always complete your work to the fullest of its potential. The big key things to be noticing are variety of line. So do you have big brushstrokes, small brushstrokes, little spaces, larger spaces, composition? Is your color palette really playing on itself? That's not an area I usually struggle with as much because I have like a very natural sense of color. And like focal point could be another big one for me. Like have I chosen a focal point, and that can kind of tie into sort of moving away, not really wanting to bring the level of detail that it requires. Another is value. Are you really pushing the values? So do you really have like dark darks and really light lights, and are those playing off of each other? And for an abstract to really work and to be really pleasing, you really have to develop all of those things really beautifully and excellently. It can sort of just show you in insight into your own process and where maybe you're overlooking some of those qualities and making up for it with the subject matter. Because ultimately, no matter what subject matter you're working with, you should have these qualities of a good painting, and they shouldn't be jeopardized by making the subject matter look real or right. Any like really amazing piece of art is going to have these qualities. So I highly recommend doing an abstract like every 4 to 6 months at least, if not more often, just to like push yourself, just to see your edge. It's been really useful for me, and really reminded me about these things that I'm working towards achieving, and also has opened up like this fun, spontaneous part of me. Like every time I do an abstract, I realize like when I really like dive into it and give myself to it, it can be really amazing and really fun, and it's an opportunity for me to just play and not be responding to anything but my inner self, and then to go in at the end and really like tighten things up, and follow these rules of great artwork in order to create a masterful piece. But so much of it can be this free play and expression of building the layers and just exploring yourself first. So yeah, if you have done this type of abstract work, please comment and share your experience. And if you haven't yet, try it and then come back here and let me know how it went and what worked and what didn't work for you. This is really just an opportunity to connect as artists and to share process and to continue a conversation about what we're doing in the studio. And so, yeah, just the theme for this month for me was doing this abstract and sort of what it brought to my life. And I'd love to hear how the work of abstracts is playing in your creative career. So I hope this helped, and I hope you got something out of this, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.